Hello and welcome.
Hot diggity dog, it's the Current Gaming Podcast. My name is Charles Blades. I am joined today by the potato himself, Aaron Weeks. How's it going?
Hello, it's good.
David's Flavor Flav, Cheyenne Clark.
Hello, I am my own person.
Nah, not when you were in the Snapchat group fucking just going off on every David argument.
Wow, we
Yeah,
can't be the
because he
fucking
was
power
right.
couple anymore.
No, it was very funny. And Bruno Mars is number one fanboy, David Morgan. How's it going, buddy?
That's me. I don't think rap music is good either. Thanks, Grammys, for representing my taste.
It was something else, man.
Joke.
That's a bit of a dated reference, but
Yeah, like
I'm
2
fine.
weeks. By the time
It
this
was
goes up.
1 week, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought about predicting the Super Bowl in the pocket and the opening, but no.
Apologies.
I mean, the Patriots are gonna win, but
Who gives a shit?
24-20.
Literally, who cares?
Millions of people nationwide.
Well, they should chill.
You guys should chill about Monster Hunter, but we're not talking about that yet. We're gonna be talking about all the news this week. Starting off with the GDC Awards. The GDC Awards, of course, are the Game Developers Conference. They announced that they're putting out 3 awards. The first will be to David typing on his computer the loudest. The second,
I'm sorry, I have cherry reds. They're not near the
the
loudest.
What are you typing right
I
now?
was
That's so
responding to a
important.
message that I had about a plan I have. Fuck off.
the second will go to Tim Schafer, who's receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award. Previous winners are Hideo Kojima, Shigeru Miyamoto, John Carmack, Ken Kutaragi, and Peter Molyneux. And then Rami Ishmael of Vlambeer is picking up the Ambassador Award, which
Nice.
recognizes they did Nuclear Throne and a few other games.
He's great. Good for you.
Recognizing their work as an advocate and opening game development up to all. But there was a third award, which is no longer being awarded to somebody, and that was the Pioneer Award, which was going to Atari founder Nolan Bushnell until it was announced that GDC would how do I say it? Not cancel the award. What's the word I'm looking for?
They're rescinding it. And
Rescinding
they're
it
giving
and
to no one in particular, which we'll talk about.
okay.
I mean, will we?
don't-
They took it and they said they said they were giving it to pioneers, unheard voices in the games industry in the past.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Do
Do you
I-
guys think that was a good move to give it to no one instead of to like I agree.
I
with
don't think they're
rescinding
giving it to no one.
but they are.
No,
that was
they're
the,
giving
it was
it
kind
to-
of like putting up
Didn't
the
you
monument.
just say
for,
that they were gonna give it to?
The unheard voices of the
Yeah.
past. Who,
but that
the people who
no
didn't
one-
want to get in Nolan
Okay, it's not
Bushnell's hot
one
tub.
person, but
The people that
But,
didn't
like,
want to get into Nolan Bushnell's hot tub is who they're
don't
giving
you think it
to.
would mean
I think
more
it's-
to give it to someone who was an unheard voice and be like, hey, we
Then they're not
used-
heard.
sure,
Then
but
they
yeah,
don't
I don't know if
exist.
that would, I don't know. I
What?
feel like
I don't know. I think
How
they
can-
could've-
I think it's kind of.
Why
like
would you
Times
pee in the
Person of the
bed?
Year
Because
kind
where are
of
you gonna
thing.
sleep,
Like,
David?
how
What?
like Times
Wait,
Person-
are you bringing up Pissgate again? You fucking
Why?
Yeah.
If you pee in the bed, where are you gonna sleep? That's what I'm
Look.
asking you, dude.
Look, they could have said, "Hey, we'll get." I mean, I wanted to talk about the actual reason that they're taking.
All right, yeah. So back to that. Nolan Bushnell, of course, basically created Atari. He was the first person to put a video game, coin operated video game and thing. It was Pong. Blah blah blah.
He did.
Did a bunch of stuff. Also, he was a real creep when he worked there. He wore shirts and stuff like that at the office that said, "I like
Fucking weirdo.
I like
Piece
to
of
fuck."
shit wearing shirts.
Well, they said, "I like to fuck on him." That's weird, man.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
fun.
it's
Weirdo
so
wearing
weird.
shirts.
Wear
that's
shirts in the
that's
office.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Real
the-
degenerate,
Yeah,
dude.
that's-
yeah,
Gross.
but then also like weird stuff of him, like he had a jacuzzi in his office that he would invite women to come in.
Jacuzzi.
How?
You are all over the fucking.
That's what.
It's all
That's
right.
why it's
Oh,
weird,
fucking
dude.
madman.
That's fucking why it's weird as shit.
In his office, he had one.
Yes, and like he would ask people. There was one time somebody I guess brought papers in that he was supposed to sign at a meeting, and they got mad because he got the papers wet in his jacuzzi and shit like that. It's fucking weird, dude.
That's
Like it's
hilarious.
funny thinking about. Like it would be funny if that was like a fucking like Ben Schwartz character in like a Will Ferrell movie, but like it's a real
Right.
person like that
That's a real-
could offer
real
people's
thing
jobs.
going on.
So like it's creepy.
But
Yeah.
and then he responded.
He did.
Promptly. Do you have his response on hand?
It's on here. I applaud the GDC for ensuring their institution reflects what is right, specifically in regards to how people should be treated in the workplace. And if that means an award is the price I have to pay personally, so the whole industry may be more aware and sensitive of these issues, I applaud that too. If my personal actions or the actions of anyone who ever worked with me offended or caused pain to anyone at our companies, then I apologize without reservation.
Yeah. I heard that and I was like, you know what? That's probably as good as that could have gone. Because my grandparents are racist as fuck, but they are a product of their time, right?
No.
And okay.
I mean, your grandparents suck. They're terrible people, and they're gonna go to
they're
hell.
racist, but they also like grew up in like fucking
Yeah, but they'll still go to hell for it.
whatever's. It's fine. That's not what I'm saying. My
Just
point
like Paul
is-
Ryan will go to hell.
Yes, I would assume. But what the fuck? You've tilted me so hard.
Why am I saying your grandparents are gonna go to hell?
The 19
That threw you off, dude.
1980s are not we don't have the same optics as they did not have the same optics as we do today. The
You're
gender
right.
equality and
There was blow
workplace
everywhere.
etiquette, yeah, it was fucked up and it was crazy, and women were still very much objectified and very much looked down upon in workplace settings. So for him to say this, I think that this statement was really respectable, and I think that it was. I mean, it doesn't excuse what he did. I'm not trying to say that. Nobody should assume that. But I think that his statement was really important because he looked back and said, you know what? You're right. Things are different now. I accept that. And I respect the way that this industry is going. And I think that is more important than giving this award in the first place. Someone in the industry who promoted this kind of behavior and led us to where we are today, looking back and saying, yeah, that isn't right. We should change the way things are, is super, super like, that's a big deal, I think. Like, that statement doesn't, I don't know, because him, I mean, maybe he's just trying to cover his own ass, and I totally get that as well. But for him to accept that, like, yes, these things happen this way, and this industry needs to change as being like a pioneer, like that's a voice that matters. So I think his statement was
Cheyenne, what's your take?
It's
Well,
cool
yeah, I was
that he
trying to
wasn't
get-
like, no, I didn't do any of this.
no, of course not, because he totally did.
Although he didn't really ever admit that he did
likes to
anything.
fuck.
He just said, if my actions offended
Definitely.
anyone, I'm sorry. Like, so he never really owned up to doing anything, and probably a personal character thing, like you wouldn't want to, say that about yourself, but still, as
Aaron?
long, I
Oh,
don't
sorry.
know, it's whatever.
Aaron?
It's whatever.
It's not like he's a great person, so I don't.
No,
give
I'm
a
not
shit.
saying he is.
I know
It's
you're
fucked
not.
up what he did.
Person
I'm
of the year.
saying that his reflection on it and his attitude towards the future is
mean,
what
he
we
just said,
need from industry vets.
It's cool that these guys are doing.
He's not leading. He's not paving the fucking way.
No,
Like
of course not.
an
I don't
Yeah.
think like not like setting the bar as low as possible is something that should be commended.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but I mean, do you think that it would be better if he said like, "Fuck, I didn't do anything"?
I
Like,
think it would be
Like,
best
that's
if he
terrible.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
in the
of course
first place.
it would. Yeah, what a fucking convenient argument for you to make. Like, it happened, and we need people who are of influence to recognize that this shit
And
happened.
the people of influence are the people that did it.
Cool, so that's fucked up. But like by him owning it, and
The
being like, yeah,
only
we have to
person
be
who has
better-
gotten away with this,
Oh,
the only person that's like, the only person that is like has done this in a modicum right is Dan Harmon. He's the only person, the only one. Everyone else
'cause
is
he's like,
bad.
I really need to look back in myself, and
He did a whole
Wait,
podcast.
Dan Harmon did something.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, David.
You
I
need
didn't
to
know
stay
it.
up with I told you about this. Yeah, Dan Harmon, like, someone tweeted to him about it, like,
She
and
was
he
a writer on
like,
Community. And he was like a creep.
Yes, he's a big. He fucking made Rick and Morty. He's a big dude right now.
All right,
What?
no,
He's
no
a
one is
big
talking
dude.
about his accomplishments.
What happened?
not what we're talking about.
I may have.
This is not
forgotten about
on Community. There was a writer. He was a
Yes.
creep to her. She then left the show
Yes.
because he was a creep. He
Okay.
then like full bore apologized in the way that no one else has.
They had like a a nice, respectful conversation on Twitter, and he
Okay.
realized that he needed to be more introspective and look back on his actions and be more aware of the things that he's doing.
Would you say that he was ashamed of his words and deeds?
Absolutely.
I do remember that now. It was
Yeah.
It was a while. I mean, I forgot. I just
It was a
forgot.
little, yeah.
No,
it's a little
this
bit-
guy's a part.
Wasn't
Whatever.
that
I
long
don't care.
ago.
I don't care.
What was? Okay.
Like I don't care.
It's
Sorry.
fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I don't
just-
care.
Fuck me for trying to put a spin on it that makes us. Look
Aaron, what do
like
you think?
we might be heading in the right
Am I
direction.
being too harsh on Nolan Bushnell?
No, I think he's a bad guy. Did bad stuff.
He likes to fuck. That's all he did here.
Yeah, he likes to fuck. Dude likes to fucking hot tubs, get people's papers wet.
We'll
Don't
just
fucking
not
hot
do
tubs. You
that
will
at
get a
work.
yeast infection.
It's cool if you like sex, but do it in the appropriate place and not with people that you have
Everyone was
power
high in that office at all times. Everyone was on coke.
I don't feel like that's like an excuse.
It's not.
What is this
Atari
Wait, Brock
was-
Turner was drunk, David. It's the same thing,
Stop.
right?
Atari was just on coke. It was.
You
a
need to
different-
stop before
I'm not
this
excusing it. It was a different.
That
time.
is literally what you're doing. You're literally saying it was a
Chill.
different
I'm
time they were
just
high.
Saying.
You're using
that-
every fucking
You've had,
excuse.
you've had too much beer. Let's
Look,
chill.
I'm saying he's a great guy, and
Stop.
I'm done. All right, let's move on.
All right.
Jesus Christ. All right, this next story here is about Xbox One possibly mulling some big moves in the industry.
This is all bullshit.
It's all right, cool. Let me introduce it, man. It's no secret that Xbox One has been I don't know, had a little bit of a dry spell in terms of first party support. This generation they've had Halo 5, Gears of War.
Nothing.
I just named two that I thought were like.
Yeah, but they're like-
nothing.
Gears 4 was cool. You should play
Was
Gears 4.
it? It was I forgot it actually.
But are you
came
gonna
out.
buy an Xbox for that game?
You can play it on PC.
I would rather play Gears.
Then
on
why
home.
would you buy an Xbox?
You can play it. I mean, I don't know why you buy an Xbox. That's a fair point. But
That's what I'm
you can.
saying. That's
I
the
don't know.
whole point.
All right. Anyway, they're throwing around some names. I'm gonna read this Polygon story that was talking about some rumors. Some names being thrown around as by Microsoft as possible acquisitions are frankly astounding, even unthinkable. But the fact that they're doing the rounds is instructive. The most recent one that we've heard from a reliable source close to Microsoft is in fact Electronic Arts. We've also heard whispers of Valve and the Korean outfit PUBG Corp, which Microsoft last year signed to a timed exclusive for its hit survival shooter PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So yeah, that basically the rumor floating around is that Microsoft wants to buy EA. What do you think of that, Aaron?
I think that's kind of scary, honestly, just because like with the way that EA's, I don't know if you call them properties, like BioWare. What would you call that? Is that a property of
What?
EA?
The BioWare, like subsidiary?
Yeah, subsidiary. They're like they're already not in the best state, so like it kind of worries me for what might happen if Microsoft were to take over. It might be a good thing. Maybe they would turn things around and developers like BioWare would have more room to do the things that they want to do instead of fucking focus on microtransactions. I don't know. It's kind of scary, I guess.
I mean, an acquisition can only mean more money in the subsidiaries, because if they're being bought out,
I mean, could
You'd
it? It
assume
could
that it's
be
for,
just
like-
they could close down their subsidiaries
right.
and just take the IP.
And like BioWare's not in a good state.
EA
so I
is,
could see
is more
Microsoft
likely
just-
to do that than Microsoft, though.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not, but like that. I mean, Disney did that with
It
like
could
plenty of stuff.
happen. Yeah. Disney could have bought Star Wars and then just said, "Shut the motherfucker down."
Well, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. Is like
Disney's-
that's a scary thought. I don't like the idea that my favorite developer could just fucking disappear in an acquisition because
you should already think that that's going to happen when they're under EA.
I understand that. My point is, that I feel like they have a better chance where they are now than if Microsoft's like, you're already kind of fucked, so let's just pull the
I
plug.
highly disagree. I think
You
Microsoft
highly
would
disagree
do-
that it would happen, or that
I disagree that
I
they
feel
would
like
be
they would
better
do
off with
something
EA
different.
right now. Because if Microsoft
No, I-
acquired EA, they would do everything that they could to get BioWare back on their legs and push out an IP that's exclusive to Xbox One,
That's what I'm saying.
and it was
which
good.
again would suck for me as someone who doesn't
Right.
own or even want an Xbox One.
Or I mean, what else? The other thing they could do is just buy EA, shut down BioWare, and give the Mass Effect IP to some other studio. Like, I mean, that's a very real
But it's not
possibility.
just Mass Effect that I would miss. Like I would miss BioWare as a developer. Things like Dragon Age.
That's
Mass
what I'm
Effect,
saying, like, if
Knights
they
of the
could
Old
just-
Republic.
Here's the thing, though, is that the people who made those games are already gone. Like BioWare is not what it used to be. Like
I
all
mean,
of those
that's not
leads
true.
have departed. from
Right, but would
studio.
those IPs continue if BioWare was gone?
I mean, is it worth it?
I mean, the
in the
leads
state they
also
are
are
now,
gone.
like
Yes.
Andromeda, like is
Inquisition was awesome. Like
that? But
I like that
Andromeda,
game.
like that's where we're
I
heading.
mean,
right?
I think Anthem's gonna be bad, and I think BioWare
I think it is too, and it's really sad.
is going down the tube. But I feel like that's less to do with the developer, more to do with the EA. To be frank, and also the leads are like
I think it's both.
I don't. I feel
I
like
don't because
it's
they're
like
being
when you
pushed
hear
to make a game
when
that's
you hear
not in their wheelhouse at all.
well, not that's not why I feel like they probably genuinely want to do EA. I feel like the problem is like we heard with I guess you guys weren't here last week, but I'm sure you read the story about Anthem being delayed and all that, and EA saying like basically or like according to Jason Schreier's reporting like this game is coming out before fiscal year 2019, and like I feel like that kind of pressure being put on a developer is like not
But that's
conducive
any
to a.
publisher.
I mean, no.
Is that EA exclusive though? Like being like, hey, this has gotta happen. At this
I mean,
deadline?
there's plenty of games that like get pushed out. Like fucking Rockstar doesn't do that.
Rockstar also has like, I don't know. You would think by now BioWare would be like a kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like they would have the kind of
Cachet.
ability to be like, hey, this is what we're doing, and this is when we're doing it by. Like and EA would. Just
I mean, yeah, like Sony doesn't do that to studios.
With Naughty Dog is like that's what I'm trying to.
Well, no,
compare them to.
not just Naughty Dog. Fucking who the fuck's making Days Gone? What are they called?
Fucking.
Oh, if you said it, I fucking know. Son of a fuck.
What did they make even?
They made.
I got you.
Ah, fuck. They made the Uncharted game on Vita.
SIE Bend Studio.
Sony Bend. They made
The fuck is this?
and that's what I'm saying. Like they're not like a fucking marquee developer. Yeah, that game they have not put out a game in 6 years. Like Sony is giving them time to make a game.
I agree. Okay, so what you're saying is that EA is investor.
Oh, they made Siphon Filter. That's what I was trying to say.
You're saying that EA is more investor and profits focused than other publishers. I agree
Yes.
with that. So the deadlines are stricter. Yes, okay. I'm on the same page with you. But what I'm saying is BioWare being like split and being kind of EA has the tendency to kind of like spread their studios way too thin, as we saw with the Star Wars game.
And make them work on an engine that isn't conducive to the type of game they're making.
Right. Frostbite.
These are all arguments as to why EA is the problem and not BioWare.
No, I agree. Okay, you're right. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, that was my argument. Is the EA is BioWare than Microsoft would be if they owned them, because I think that Microsoft values IPs more and they value quality more, and they know when to like kind of take like a stopgap or just shut something down, like you saw with Scalebound. Like that's without like obviously they didn't have the power to shut down Platinum, but I think that Microsoft has a better sense of how to treat their studios than EA would, because they kind of, you know, look at 343, like they have
console.
They have the Halo IP now. They have a lot of leeway with it, and the way that Microsoft handled the whole like Halo-verse thing with their kind of spin-off studio, and they were like, okay, this is how this is gonna go. They kind of play fast and loose with their IPs. They're not as like strict, I feel like, as EA would be with their stuff. But that's, I don't know, that's all rhetoric. I don't really know, but it's my opinion on it.
Trey, what do you make of this news? Is this gonna happen?
It might, yeah. I don't know. I think it could be. I think the Valve thing is really interesting too. But if we're just talking about like if they acquire EA and that includes BioWare, I think what is more likely to happen is that Microsoft would want them to develop something specifically for the Xbox One, because they know that that has, you know, especially like Mass Effect, a lot of their games have a really big following, and they would want that following to, you know, boost their Xbox One sales. So I think that's the more likely outcome if they acquire EA. But also, like, Valve would be really interesting because we haven't seen, you know, any games from them in a long time, and there's a lot, you know, a lot of games that people are anticipating that they, you know, that they haven't delivered on. So that could be interesting if Microsoft acquiring Valve would actually lead Valve to making, like, you know, probably not Half-Life 3, but maybe like a Left 4 Dead 3 or a Team Fortress 3.
Yeah. Aaron, do you think this is actually going to happen? Any of this news?
What, the Microsoft takeover?
Yeah. Of EA.
I mean, I don't think so. I just don't imagine why EA would. Although I don't understand the business side of it, so like I guess I don't really know what goes into doing all of this, and like what exactly it takes to take over a company like EA? Does EA have to be a willing party? Are they?
No, I don't think so. They're a publicly traded company. So like,
I
in
can't
theory, they
I
could
can't
hostily
imagine this
take it over.
happening.
Right
now.
how,
I don't think
Vivendi
it
tried.
will, but EA would have no. Like Microsoft is worth what, $1 trillion?
Yeah, they
They
could
could
possibly
easily
take it
buy
over
them.
if they.
Like
That's why I think I'm a little the Valve stuff isn't happening. I think Valve is like
Valve,
private.
that was
Yeah,
what
Valve
the-
is probably less.
I think
would
Valve
you
is like
likely.
privately owned. Like I don't like they're publicly traded, but like I think they own like the majority of the shares. Like they can't like unless they're willing to like buy them out like for an astronomical price. I don't think that can happen.
Yeah.
The PUBG Corp I think like probably will happen. To be totally honest,
Probably.
I don't think that
I
game's ever
agree.
coming to PS4 now. Like I have a sneaking suspicion that will remain an Xbox exclusive indefinitely. I don't know what you guys think about that, but yeah. Well, they have shown in the past where they are willing to buy IPs for like ludicrous amounts of money with Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, right, but I don't know. I don't see them doing any of this. Like, I don't think that they're gonna buy EA. I know they're not gonna buy Valve. Like, of course they're gonna be perusing. I think that this is not even something that, like, it says the article says it's informative that they're looking around. Is it really? Because Bluepoint, I could understand. Like, that makes a lot of sense because I already cut deals with them on kind of timed exclusivity and stuff. But them like looking into acquire other studios just doesn't like. I don't think this actually tells us anything.
I mean, I think it tells us like the state at which they're in, and like where they're
Right.
trying
desperation,
to
maybe.
bolster
Yeah, I
their
mean,
first party thing. I mean, you guys didn't talk about. I guess we could use this as a time to talk about what you guys think of the Game Pass stuff.
the Game Pass shit is fucking revolutionary, and I hope that it is adopted by Sony because paying for online services that you don't get much benefit out of is fucking stupid. And if you already have to pay for Gold, right? Xbox Live Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So having to pay for that plus Games Pass is what, like fucking $30 a month? Or even
I think it's less if you bought both of them.
20, probably
No,
20
it's-
something,
it's,
right?
It's $60 for a year of gold, which is $5
Okay.
a month, and then $10 for $15 a month.
I already think it's fucking stupid that you have to pay to use your internet twice. Like
Mhm.
PSN and Xbox Live Gold are fucking rip-off services. Like they
Yes.
are garbage.
Are they?
PSN, like yes,
Yes.
because PSN literally throttles you. Like it actually is trash.
I'm not
Its
saying-
download speeds are fucking garbage.
It's great. I'm not saying it's great, but also
It
like
offers nothing. Like the games it gives away are fucking garbage 85% of the time.
I don't
like,
think that's
shit,
true.
It's not worth it.
I
like-
don't think that's true.
What they should do, and what all these fucking
What they
companies
should do.
is treat it like fucking Humble Monthly and just do the Games Pass shit, but put it on top of your already, like Nintendo's gonna do. Put it on top of your already existing fee to use my fucking own internet that I already pay for. It's so stupid that I have to pay for this shit.
Oh, I
It's
hate
so
online
trash, and it goes
services.
down, and it
Fucking
gets
dumb.
hacked, and my fucking credit card information gets leaked to fucking
Yeah.
hackers in Russia or
Right.
whatever. the Fuck.
And you get
Like,
what, like one game that like was okay or
cool, I
came
got
out 2
Rhyme
years
this month.
ago?
I'll never like
Thanks.
that's kind of
Rhyme's
like being
free.
entitled,
Rhyme
but
is
like
cool.
come the fuck on. Like I don't care. It's not free. You paid for it. You're
I
paying
mean, I'm
for
not
all
saying
these
it's
games.
free.
Ugh, it's just so annoying.
I don't know.
Like-
I feel like it's a fine service.
It's not.
It
PSN
pays-
is trash.
It pays for itself.
Bro, like does it though? Because like
Do you buy
it's
do you
not-
buy games on PSN?
Yes.
Have you ever bought one with a PlayStation Plus discount?
Okay, the fucking $1 that it saved me on that game is adding up to like the amount that I'm spending on this
I
shit.
don't.
Like,
It's
every
way
year.
more than $1, and if it happens multiple times,
I've gotten
Dude,
the
that's
pretty
like
solid
literally artificial discounts. Like we had that shit at the old fucking grocery store. That you would have to sign up for this fucking stupid card, and then the card discount would be like the real price of the fucking food, and everything else would be inflated so that you had.
but
the
if
fucking,
you buy it with the like, I'm just saying, like that is
it's
how.
just artificially making you think you're saving.
No, it's not.
Yes, it fucking is.
All right,
That's
if
the whole-
if PlayStation Plus costs $50 a year or $60 a year, what is it? I can't remember. $60 a
now,
year.
It bumped it up.
Mhm.
my
It's
God.
higher now.
If PlayStation Plus costs $60 a year, and there are 6 games a year that I buy with a $10 discount, then it pays for itself.
But
That is
what
not
I'm saying is
artificially making me think
those
that.
fucking
That
games
is just
probably are retailing for that PS discount price already on like Steam.
they're
and shit.
not though.
They fucking are though, because it is objectively cheaper to buy a game on PC, on like GOG, and on fucking Steam when they have their sales. It is much cheaper than on PSN. Always. It is. I could fucking mathematically prove that it is always cheaper. Like It is just tricking you into think you're saving the money, and it's a fallacy. It's like a fucking it's like a sunk cost fallacy that you're fucking buying into.
That's not what
And
a
they
sunk
fucking
cost
tricked
fallacy
you
is.
with the little golden
You just,
plus
like,
sign,
misuse
This
and
is
that
some
at
like tinfoil
fucking-
hat shit, dude.
I'm a little drunk. I'm so mad though because PSN is so fucking bullshit. Like, just make it like Pass is great, but the fact that you have to have Pass and Gold is fucking stupid.
You don't
So what they should do,
at all.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to play any of these games on fucking line, you
Okay,
do.
but I'm just
So
saying
what you
don't.
should do
Fucking line.
is maybe bump the price of gold by like $5 fucking, and then just bundle it all in the same fucking. Like, it's so easy. Nintendo's doing it. They're having like a Netflix games thing on their
All
service,
right,
right?
number
So-
one, we're not sure about that. Number two, are you really confident?
Yeah.
You want to fucking die on the Nintendo Online service, though? I'm not sure that's one you want to do.
Nintendo can do
All right,
no
right
wrong,
now,
dude.
Madden NFL 18 retails for $31. On PSN with the PS Plus discount, you can get it for $17. I'm just saying, like, it happens regularly.
Ooh, what
Okay, but
fucking
if you
game was
got it
that?
on, like-
Madden what?
Madden 18.
I'm gonna fucking look on Steam. I bet it's like 10
I
fucking
bet it's
dollars.
not on Steam because the game's not on Steam.
It's not.
It's not on PC.
God
Games
damn
that
it.
are on the
Well,
PC
fuck
and
you.
consoles.
The games that are
Probably cheaper to
multiplayer.
buy them on PC, but that doesn't work for all
Yes.
games.
It is-
Like, and you know what else? Is Steam, I don't have to pay extra to use my internet. which
I'm
is
not
awesome.
saying you do, but I'm just saying, like, eventually a lot of
Okay,
these
what about
things-
this, Charles? What about instead of all of that, what if I got to play multiplayer games on PS4 for free, like you used to be able to do on PS3, and then you can pay extra to get the fucking PS Plus and get the discounts in the
Dude,
free
what
games?
if, like, you had to play games online, like, on PS3, and the online just didn't work?
It already doesn't fucking work, and I still pay for it. It went down last week.
It did,
What are you
and like,
talking about?
that's inexcusable, but, like,
Yes,
If
it
you're-
is. That's my
alright,
argument.
if you're looking, like, at online services not working, like, imagine if PlayStation Network was, like, fucking the Switch Online. That's what it would be like.
No, it wouldn't. Are you saying that the money is necessary to?
I'm saying the money made it better. That is, like, point blank
No,
fact,
it didn't.
yes.
Like,
It did,
modern
dude.
sensibilities made it better.
No.
You're just being fucking deluded.
I'm not being deluded.
Dog, like, the online has no reason to be, like, mandatory paywall. Like, PS Plus, sure, you should be able to pay, and it used to be like this, right?
I
You used to be
know,
able to
and
pay
the
for
online
things.
was terrible, and then they got paid, and it's not as bad.
Dog, are you sure that it's not just, like, technology advancing?
Or then
and
why is
getting
Nintendo
better?
suck? If technology advanced,
Because Nintendo is fucking stuck in their fucking ass fucking mindset.
what, they're
Later,
using
if
fucking
people want
servers
to
from
play
1992? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why does Nintendo suck, but PlayStation sucks? It's like, oh, because you pay a premium for PlayStation.
I think my phone just died. I'm sorry.
It did.
God damn it. Oh no, I'm still
David.
here.
Okay.
Look, it's not the money.
Oh,
that
there
made
it goes.
better.
Fuck. Oh, that's your internet.
It's
Yeah, no,
oh,
it's our internet.
Oh shit.
What is your phone at, by the way? Let me know if you.
Oh, I don't know. I can't
Oh.
tell. Let's go. I can't close
Oh,
it.
you
So
can't look
probably
at
just
it. What
bring
the
me that
fuck?
thing.
You can't
Like-
if you swipe down the control center, but
This is
I'm
just
not
my
gonna fight it.
opinion, but I think that I'm
I
right.
mean, this is all just our opinions.
and I think
that is
the-
how
the
opinions work.
multiplayer
That
should
is my
be
all right.
free.
Point of order. Saying, in my opinion, is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I know. It's something I do out of like a defense.
But yeah, because some people fucking think that their opinions are.
No, saying in your opinion when you're stating opinion is the worst thing in the world.
It's like covering your ass for something you didn't even do. It's stupid.
Oh,
I know.
I hate it.
I mean, I don't know that that's true. I think that
If you're giving an opinion,
It's like,
it is
you can't
obviously
argue
your
with me.
opinion.
It's just my opinion. You
I
can't.
mean,
argue.
it could just be like a way to state that what you're saying isn't like a fact. Like it is just your opinion.
If you're stating something that is not a fact, it is obviously opinion. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
but some
Yeah, but
people
someone
don't
who who
understand
doesn't know the subject matter might not
simple
know that
fact.
unless
Point-
you identify that it's an opinion.
Point of order number 2. People
Look.
that say you think you're always right are dumb. Because I obviously think I'm always
Point
right.
of
or
order:
I
this
w-
fucking your entire line of speech right now is dumb.
If people that say, like, if you said something, Aaron, and I was like, Aaron, you don't fucking know anything. You think you're always right. It's like, no shit, I think I'm always right. If I thought I was wrong, why would I hold that fucking
Yeah, let me
opinion?
feed you these
That shit
wrong.
is dumb.
That is more fair than the fucking in my opinion thing.
In my
Nah,
opinion,
that-
thing is
that
very
a dumb
dumb
thing to
too.
say.
Nah.
All right, next thing, we'll get you in here. We're gonna talk about talking about
In
EA
my opinion, CJ's a fucking
and
dumbass.
My
microtransactions.
opinion, EA can suck my ass.
Okay, EA
That's an opinion.
in an earnings call talked about how they are sticking with microtransactions. I'm gonna read this article. You should expect games from Electronic Arts to continue to offer live service components and optional microtransactions, the company said today. As part of a latest earnings report, EA CEO Andrew Wilson addressed the controversy surrounding Star Wars Battlefront 2's implementation of microtransactions before doubling down on letting investors know that microtransactions are here to stay. Quote, going forward, we believe that live services that include optional digital monetization, when done right, provide an important element of choice that can extend and enhance the experience in our games. Wilson said, we are committed to continuously. Is that a word? That's a word, right?
Continuously is a word.
Continuously is a word.
Continually working with our players to deliver the right experience in each of our games and live service. Then there's a graph that shows year-to-year growth of different sectors of EA. So if you look at it, basically like hard game sales remain pretty solid, whereas microtransactions and stuff like that are like growing astronomically year over year. So yeah, what do you guys all think about this?
Of course, they believe in microtransactions. It makes them money. That's
It's their whole platform.
obvious.
Their whole platform is the fucking microtransaction. They never
Yeah.
released Battlefront 2 planning to not have these. And them saying, okay, here's my biggest fucking problem with EA right now, is that they said, well, you know, we took the loot boxes out because people didn't like them, but it's not really going to affect our bottom line. And now they're saying, well, we got to put the loot boxes back in because it's affecting our bottom line. Which is it, motherfuckers? Are you just, literally their whole platform is just trying to appeal to investors. It's the most scummy, fucking trashy, anti-consumer bullshit that I've ever seen a publisher pull. Like, that statement has not been scrutinized enough. Like, if they don't affect your fucking bottom line, don't put them in any of your fucking games, because no one likes them. I mean, people do, but it's only because they have some kind of weird fucking obligation to pay for them. And they're whales, and, like, that's fucked up, but, like, I understand vices and stuff. It's just so mind-blowing how, like, people did not get nearly mad enough. And they got just mad enough to make them pull back, but now they're just steamrolling ahead. Like, fuck it, we're gonna put them in all our fucking games, and there's nothing you can do because people pay for them. And like, that sucks. And there's nothing that I can do about it because I don't buy loot boxes, but there are whales, and that's what's a fucking economy. So,
Aaron, what do you think?
follow that up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Loot boxes are bad. I honestly wasn't
Yeah.
listening. I don't know.
Jesus
get off,
Christ.
wow,
You
does it
people
work?
are
Fucking
annoying
damn it.
me. I read
Is
the
it
whole
working?
story.
I'm on my computer, so yeah, it's working.
You guys,
Fuck off.
you guys never read these stories beforehand. So last week I decided, hey, I'm just gonna read the whole story, like when I introduce it, and then you still don't listen. I hate you
I'm
people.
here.
I know
I
David
have
is very
to buy
engaged and
anything.
active. Oh, you people
doing my
suck. You
best.
said EA
I'm
can
sorry,
suck
dude.
your ass, Cheyenne. That was great.
Yeah, because they fucking suck.
All right, exiting right now. It's over.
Red Dead 2 got a release date. It's coming out October 26th, Aaron.
I think that's a fucking lie. It's not going to come out in October. We'll see. But I'm very excited, and I hope that it does.
Do you think this messes with any other games plans of coming out this October?
Wait, say that again?
Do you think this messes with any other games plans of coming out this October?
No.
No?
That's fucking wrong.
Do we know any
'Cause
other
it
games
totally
that are coming out
does.
in October yet?
I don't know what's coming out in October, so no, is
Anything
my
that's
answer.
coming out in October is fucked now. Like, that is just.
I
the-
mean,
Oh, you mean as far as sales? Yeah, sure. If it,
Yeah.
whatever else is coming out in October, what is
Okay.
coming out in October?
I don't know. That's what I was.
Well,
That's what we were trying to
Well,
build.
I
I
mean,
was
like,
trying to talk
remember-
about that.
remember that weekend, the last, like, October 2017, where, you know, there was Mario, there was, you know, all kinds of media that everyone was
Wolfenstein.
But
consuming.
those
like,
were so different that, like
I don't think they
like
were.
Mario.
yeah, like, we don't know
fans
what's
are not
coming
gonna
out,
be like,
so it could be another one of those where it's like we just get a lot of stuff and we buy
I feel
all
like
of it.
I feel like Mario hurt Wolfenstein sales.
But here's the thing, though, is that like games that
Point of order.
are similar to Red Dead are more plentiful than games that are similar to Mario.
Really? Is there that many westerns?
Yeah, because think about it. A
You know,
fan of like
open
Assassin's
world.
Creed and a fan of Red Dead are way closer together than a fan of Red Dead and a fan of Mario. Like, if you like those games, like if I liked both of the first games, I'm gonna buy one or the other. If I liked Mario and Red Dead, I'm gonna fucking buy them both because they're nothing alike. So
I don't
game
think
developers. I think it totally matters.
I
what
think genre matters to an extent, but I think the bigger thing is that there are two games coming out in the same time frame, and you have to pick one. Like, no matter the genre. Like, I think that is.
Financially, yes, but I don't know. Like, so I don't know what's coming out in October of this year. I haven't I've looked.
Well, there's nothing really coming out. Like, there's no announced
we don't
release
know.
dates right now. But I'm
It
saying,
was
like,
a big meme that like everybody was gonna be sweating. I don't think that that's so far out that indie game developers can just push it back. And big publishers can also just move their release dates around. Like, people are just gonna avoid this fucking date.
that's
which
what
is
I'm saying. I'm
hilarious.
like, this is what I'm trying to. That's the crux of this topic is we're gonna talk about this. And you
Well, yeah,
guys
'cause
just
I mean,
keep
like,
going. What
people are
games
gonna
are
buy
gonna
this
come
game
out?
and expect to spend a lot of
Listen,
time.
We're
on it.
supposed to talk about the games we think might have come out in October, but are now
Wasn't
going to be moved.
Wasn't God of
Like,
War? Is
no,
that
God of
March?
War's
I
coming out
don't
in
even know
April.
what's coming out this year.
April.
Other than
Like Days Gone, or maybe a Kingdom Hearts, or we could have just speculated, and then you all.
Kingdom Hearts isn't coming out this year.
ever.
It's not coming out this year.
That's the point. We could have just speculated, but you guys.
Also,
all...
people
That's
that
what
are
we're doing
excited
now.
for Kingdom Hearts 3 are fucking.
Oh, he cut out.
You cut out right.
I
as
didn't
you
hear what
insulted
they were.
all
He said
of
that
the
people that are excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 are fucking morons. That is his opinion.
Why?
Aaron, how do you feel?
Because that series
Aaron,
is
can
bad.
you put a comment
Why?
on like being a moron? Can you comment on being a moron, Aaron?
I just
Cheyenne,
why?
give me the charger. Because those
I
games
will
are not
soon,
good.
Jesus Christ.
They're
Why
bad
are they not
games.
good? You keep saying that, but
Because the
not.
first game has a competent story that you can follow, but the combat is so dog shit that like it doesn't even hold up. And the second game, the combat is much better, but the story is so fucking pants you on head stupid.
David, did you play
and
Dream Drop
there's
Distance?
fucking cutscenes every fucking room you enter. There's a scene, and like
It's not that
3
bad, but
hours
there are
of
a lot.
bullshit
Okay.
with some character that you don't understand. You don't know who they are, and it's so
You-
boring.
I would
It's
also like
so
to point out that you
boring.
just described like every Final Fantasy game.
Then I don't know because I haven't played it.
It's just that genre.
The JRPGs are fucking stupid. Then, like, I don't like them.
That's
They
incorrect.
suck.
David with the hot takes.
Like
today.
a trash
action
thing.
RPGs, I love. So you'd think I would, but somehow like it's so shittied upon by it being a JRPG.
Shittied upon?
Okay, it's not even like a white. When you say JRPG, that just means it was developed in Japan. Or like it's not turn
No,
based.
you've cut out. No, it's not turn-based, but like the sensibilities of it. And then we have to have guys in cloaks, and they've got to be in an all-white room and talking about things that nobody understands. And
It just I don't understand how you can make the argument you're making right now and fucking watch anime.
because
Exactly.
anime is coherent and has pacing.
No.
So does
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts. Like it's
has-
convoluted,
no.
but it
Kingdom
does.
Hearts 2
Two isn't even where it
begins-
goes off the rails, dude. Like the
literally-
argument.
Have you
it
played
begins
Chains of
with
Memory,
4
David?
hours of playing as a character you've never doing nothing.
And they explain that in that, like, the story makes sense.
That doesn't
That's
mean it's
Kingdom
good.
Hearts 2 is not even where the story gets fucking weird.
Then I don't even want to fuck with the rest of it because like, Kingdom Hearts 2's story is fucking asinine compared to the first game. The first game was like, oh, this is fun and simple, and the combat's kind of shitty, but like I can look past that. And then I started the second game, and I was like, when it finally picked up, it was still like every time I entered a new room, it was like, here's a cutscene explaining something. I'm like, just let me fucking play the game. Like, how much of this game is fucking cutscenes? It's so.
Why did
It's not anywhere near that bad. The beginning
you
of the game
should
is
go back
very,
and
very
replay
slow.
it.
I feel like you played the first 2 hours and quit.
I've got up to the fucking Beast Castle in 2, and it is literally just cutscene after fucking cutscene after fucking cutscene, and it's just
So is the first one.
retelling-
The first one is just as bad with that.
I don't think so because the first one doesn't just literally retell Disney movies that I already like. Why are you just putting me in the movie? Make this fucking fun. Like, make it diverse. Like, I haven't already seen this shit before. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is such a bad offender of just like, hey, remember Mulan? Remember that part in that part of Mulan now? And I'm like, yeah, I know how it fucking goes. I watched the movie. Like, do something different. At least Kingdom Hearts 1 was, hey, remember fucking Pinocchio? No, of course you don't. Here's some weird ass fucking shit in the whale. I'm like, that's awesome. Kingdom Hearts 2 is like, here's the movie. And I'm like, fuck you. This sucks. It's so boring. I don't like it.
But the Little Mermaid world, dude, you got to.
That's just my opinion, though. Like, I don't like it. These games are fucking bad. Like, I guess I missed my mark. Like, I should have played them when I. But like now, they just I couldn't finish the second one. The Keyblades look cool though. I'll give you that.
Alright, so Red Dead's coming out in October.
Red Dead's coming out in October.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
You could just fast forward through all that, and it'll be funny.
I guess, man.
Anyway.
That went
I'm
off
gonna
the
go hand you
rails.
this charger so your fucking stupid phone doesn't die.
I thought you wanted high energy. No, this is
I
what you
didn't
wanted.
want you to fucking shit on Kingdom Hearts for no reason.
I have very good reasons. I just explained them.
I don't know. Your reason was there's too many cutscenes.
It's a good reason. They're fucking.
I
There's,
disagree
like,
with that reasoning.
Yeah, it's not-
Teleported.
I mean, they saw you walk
Whoa.
into there.
Here, fucking take it.
You don't live here.
Whoa.
Get out of my house.
I don't know. I haven't played them, so I don't really care that much.
You would not like them.
I might.
Aaron, if he
Whoa,
played them
it's
now,
over.
would be like, wow.
Dude, I've replayed
Right.
them multiple times, so I don't know what you're
Suck.
saying.
All
Dude,
right.
the last
Oh, now
boss
my
of the
hair's
first
all
game is so
fucked up.
bad that like it doesn't even matter. The rest of it's just bad by
Yeah,
default.
it's really frustrating. I'll give you that for sure.
All right, what's next?
What? Just because the last boss in fucking what's it called?
It's
the Batman game. is
real
bad.
fucking bad.
It's not, also like not that bad. It's just hard.
It's- Oh, it's so annoying. Quickie hits.
Quick hits. Twin Galaxy speedrunner is getting his score removed.
All right, listen.
David,
That's not all
keep-
there is to
keep,
this story.
keep going with this story.
This
man.
is the David episode, dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
dude,
dude.
he's a little drunk. It's cool.
I'm fine, dude. There's a space in this.
All right, talk about it, David. I don't have
Oh, what's his
anything to
name?
say.
I've forgotten his name.
Something Rogers.
I
Who
know
framed
the whole
Roger
story,
Playing
Rabbit?
except
WoW
for the
just in
guy's
time to
name.
be called a moron for playing Kingdom Hearts, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my gosh. His last name Roberts.
I don't care.
Rogers, Todd
Does he need a
Rogers.
fucking name? It
Todd
doesn't matter,
Rogers.
dude.
Todd Rogers was known as Mr.
Cheater.
because he held what?
Hmm?
Peter Rogers?
CJ, you know you're not in
Oh.
frame at all, right?
Huh? I'm aware.
Uses it different.
Okay.
Todd Rogers is a notorious.
You don't think that
liar.
shot looks good here?
I'm just wondering if you were
Yeah, looks
aware.
good.
I could see more of your mic than you.
He was known as Mr. Atari for holding dozens of Atari games, speedrun records, and high score records that he fucking lied about, like Centipede, which he claimed that he had a 65 million in when the next highest score was like 186,000.
Centipede's a
What a
fire
bitch.
game.
So
Centipede's the best
he-
old Atari game.
Wasn't that developed? Who was the lady that developed that? She was awesome.
Did she develop
Um,
Centipede? Centipede's fucking fire. I
she
know she
worked on
developed.
it.
I thought she developed River Rage, Road Rage. What the fuck's that game called? River Run.
I don't know.
River
I thought it
Run.
was Centipede.
River Run.
He just lied about all these records. Dragster 550, which is proven to be impossible even by a computer. So the Twin Galaxies basically is under fire because they approved, but the guy who approved them is like he's convicted as a child molester and he's in prison now. But he worked for Twin Galaxies.
This
so the
story
word
took
is-
a fucking left turn.
That is true. Like this.
I'm not
story
saying
is
it's not.
so many little twists and turns. But essentially, all of his records got taken. And he's just like he's in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is insane. Is for the
Oh my
oldest
God.
video game record. And yeah, he's just he cheated his way to the top somehow, just because I guess because of his connections, which
Cool.
is not that unheard of. But
All right,
yeah,
cool.
that's the story.
All right, moving back on to where no one cares about speedrunning anymore. Kazurai is leaving Sony. He was a CEO. He's been the CEO for about 5 years. Real big interesting twist to this story is that the Twitter account Kazurai
I was
CEO
about to make.
is already it announced like I think like a few months ago that he's leaving Twitter after this year. So
Why is this a quick hit? This should have been like a whole.
I had it, but then like I did this about another executive once, and it like did not go over well. So I was like, nah. This is a big news in terms of Sony. Kazurai, of course, was he led the PlayStation branch of Sony before he headed Sony as a whole. So interesting stuff. PlayStation's obviously the money maker in Sony.
Yeah, all their other departments.
All the
are
other departments kind of suck.
bleeding money.
I don't know. I
everywhere.
think their movie business turned a profit this year with Spider-Man, but besides that,
Really?
yeah,
Those movies are fucking trash.
no, they're not. Spider-Man was
The
real good.
Sony movie Spider-Mans are fucking.
Sony made money off the Disney Spider-Man. They still own the IP.
Oh, I forgot about the fucking.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the other the second reboot.
No, the Andrew Garfield movies. No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no,
I've forgotten that they fucking rebooted it.
they
3
did it
times.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
God
Fortnite is coming out with a patch. They've had like some spotty issues after the last patch, but they're coming out with another patch to fix that. They're adding a spectator mode so you can see how many people are spectating you after
which
you.
was suggested in the
Which was
subreddit.
suggested in the subreddit. Another thing that was suggested in the subreddit was on their last update they added a feature that allowed you to double click on the stick to auto run. But apparently with some disabled players, that caused a problem because I guess they control the way they control the
Yeah,
controller.
he said he uses one hand and he presses with his cheek really hard on the left stick, so
Mhm.
that made him like auto run all the time.
Yeah. And basically he's like, hey guys, like this is a cool feature and all, but like can we disable it? And like literally in 3 days after he posted that, they were like, yep, we could totally do that. So
God, dude, they're so fucking
just great,
They're
great,
very cool.
great community
good for them, honestly.
stuff
That's like
there.
that should be the standard of
Yeah, it really should.
developer community
Right.
feedback.
I also
Yeah.
kind of worry sometimes because people are always on that subreddit being like, I want this, we should do this. What about
Yeah,
this?
it
Here's
gets a little
a suggestion. Like I feel
inundated.
like I hope they don't feel like they need to like implement a lot of those things.
No,
for
then
the
you get
community to
creature
be
feed.
happy.
Creature feet. Holy fucking shit.
Yup.
Creature feet.
Creature feet.
Creature creep. God damn it. You should look at the Rocket League subreddit. It's fucking ridiculous how many little meaningless suggestions there are.
Yeah.
But
there's
Epic
so
has a
many.
bigger team, I think, than Sonic.
All right, yeah. Speaking of Rocket League, they're coming out with a new update for the next season. It's got some new cosmetic stuff. David, I know you're excited about them champion wheels or what?
I'm so
what?
fucking
What?
salty. The diamond wheels
Diamond
that I
wheels.
grinded for.
They look exactly the same as the platinum wheels.
I'm so fucking mad.
They're real
We don't
funny.
really play Rocket League anymore, but that's cool. I mean, I definitely am on a hiatus from Rocket League. I love the game, but like it was kind of just a big source of stress in my life, which is stupid. That's not what video games should be. I kind of realized that with any competitive game, I get kind of this weird ladder anxiety that happens. Counter-Strike
Ladder
Go was my
anxiety? Is
first-
that what you said?
That's what they call it. It's like when you
You have the P?
are super stressed about your rank. I think like when you like it comes from like Dota and League of Legends is when that term originated. When you become so like anxious about your rank that you're like you don't like playing anymore, you just do it out of like a weird obligation.
Okay.
So yeah, I totally got that with Rocket League. I'm enjoying my break. I love the game, and I'm glad they're doing well.
They're also
I think
updating the Switch version to be 1080p docked and 900p.
Oh, that's good.
900p in handheld. Next we have the Switch. A little bit of Switch news. Switch block here. Switch officially outsells the Wii U. The Wii U, of course,
No.
was terrible. And then objectively, that is not my opinion. That is a fact.
I
the
feel
Wii-
like dumb for having bought one because like
Yeah,
people are
you
so
guys-
down on
It
it.
was
Because
awesome.
Smash.
It was awesome for me because you all own Smash. So I was like, no matter where I go, I can still play it. So it was
Yeah.
fine. But they officially outsold the Wii U. Switch, of course, has been on the market for less than a year. The Wii U sold 14 million copies in like 4 years. So you sucked, Wii U.
Sweet.
Mario Kart. Aaron, do you have any thoughts on that? Or do you have any thoughts on Mario Kart going? I didn't introduce this topic yet. Fucked up. Mario Kart is coming. They're having a mobile version of Mario Kart. Aaron, what do you think?
Mobile.
What?
I mean, that's cool. I
didn't
can't
hear that.
imagine how that would work well.
I mean, they're
I
doing it.
didn't know that was a thing.
Sounds- I didn't either.
I
mean,
know.
that's fun. I would like to
Sounds
try
like
it, but I'm not gonna rush out to buy it.
What about
What about
a Mario Kart 9?
no? Not for another.
Deluxe.
Not for another 3 years.
Not happening yet.
It's fine. Mario Kart 8 is perfect. So
And then the biggest thing, Nintendo's putting out their online service in September. Do we think this is tied to a game, Smash Brothers, being announced in September or coming out in September?
I think that's the
Yes.
dream, but I think Nintendo's gonna let us down again.
Like, why would they release it without any? Like, what is it going to be? Fucking ARMS? People are
It's
like,
gonna
oh,
be
no, I
something.
can't play
You want
online."
it to be Smash, but it's gonna be some fucking insult.
Nah, it's going to be Smash.
They've let me down too many times.
If it's not
NDF.
when
Dude,
is
Falling
think,
apart.
of it. Think about it. Like, people have been eager for Smash this whole. the
I
best thing for them
agree
to
with. I
do.
want it to be Smash. I really do. But
No, but not
all I'm
even
saying
that,
is
but,
I
like-
wouldn't be surprised if it's not.
Such a short announcement to release window would be so plausible. That with distinct mechanics, like the development time can't be that long for new Smash, right? Because they've got all those systems down.
I mean, historically, the development times on those are insanely long.
well, yeah, they are, but not out of like necessity. We need one for each generation.
I don't know. I thought those games were like actually pretty fucking hard to develop and balance.
Well,
doesn't-
Smash 4 like was perfect. So all
doesn't-
they have to do is take that and port it and update the graphics.
Yeah, just
like,
copy paste in the Nintendo Switch folder. But like, doesn't what's his name, Sakurai, right? Yeah.
Sakurai. Yeah.
Doesn't he make a game like in between the Smash games, like that?
He does. He works on other stuff.
Yeah,
He works on Kirby.
that's what I'm saying.
He's also said multiple times that he was like done with Smash.
Yeah, he
So,
says it
like,
after every Smash, doesn't
So
he?
did
Yeah.
Koji.
Yeah.
Still working on shit.
DDD is ripped in the new Kirby trailer. It's real funny. You guys should
It's
all
great.
Google it.
I'm so hyped for that.
It's
Are you
very
picking that
fun.
up, CJ?
Yeah, probably.
like they're
And
so
then
fun.
Games with Gold, PS Plus for the month on Xbox Games with Gold. You can get Shadow Warrior and Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, and then on Xbox 360 you can get Split Second and Crazy Taxi, but it doesn't have the like original Crazy Taxi soundtrack, so it's basically not a game.
Oh.
Oh.
February PS Plus games are Rhyme and of course the anointed one. In
Baby!
2018, the year of our Lord.
Let's fucking go!
Knack is coming to PS Plus.
Let's
Aaron,
go!
have you given your firstborn to the Sony gods for bringing Knack to the PS Plus?
Yes.
All right, cool. Spelunker HD, which I thought was a really weird way to try to get SEO score off Spelunky.
Dude, no. Did you see
Wait.
this Forbes article?
No.
Forbes wrote an article.
Forbes
and
doesn't
they
let me
gave
go on
me-
their website because I have app block.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
wait
gotta
a
read the
second.
quote of the day.
I wasn't listening. Why the fuck is everybody so excited about Knack?
It's
It's
a
a
meme.
What the fuck is Knack?
It's a meme. All right,
Knack?
that's excuse me.
Knack?
You're fucked. I don't know.
Literally.
I know what Knack is, but like, why the fuck is everyone suddenly like all about Knack because it's
a
free?
meme.
Is that
It's a-
why?
You
it's
know
a
what I like
meme.
the most about Knack is like
We'll never know what he likes most.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
guess.
it's just like there's a Sonic, right? And you want to draw Mario and he's easy, but then you want to draw Knack and he's a billion fucking geometric shapes.
Literally, what is?
Also, who is just sitting around in their free time like, I want to draw a Knack?
Dude, kids! Like the reason like Shovel Knight and
Shovel Knight did not
Believe-
succeed on kids.
no, but like
No.
the part of their design was they wanted to make it recognizable and easy to like
Right.
interpret. Knack is like a fucking look at his design. It is the biggest cluster fucking.
I mean, I just think they wanted to
What the
showcase the
fuck is a
technical
Knack?
power.
It's trash. But disregard that. Forbes had an article on Spelunker HD and the new games that were PS Plus Xbox Gold. And they were like, Spelunker HD, not to be confused with Spelunky, because the former was much
I was
more
actually
well
like about to correct you.
critically received well and like better basically. And I was like, what? They were
What?
saying Spelunker HD was like objectively better than Spelunky.
I mean,
I was
that's
like,
true.
get the
Maybe they just
fuck
messed
outta
up
here.
the word there and they meant
No,
ladder.
it's- oh, it was crazy.
I feel like that was the case.
What about Spelunker Party? That's a great game.
Maybe
too.
that's what they
Splunker.
meant.
Mugen, Soul, Z,
Mugen.
Grand Kingdom, and Exile's End, or the PS Plus games.
What?
For...
don't know
I
what
told
those
you.
are.
Vita. No, literally what? 'Cause
What are
Knack
those?
and Rhyme. I think Grand Kingdom is also supposed to be okay, but Knack and Rhyme are the big ones.
I knew Rhyme was gonna come out for PS Plus, so I didn't buy
That's cool. Rhyme was cool. You should check it out.
called it.
It's
I will.
trying to be Journey, but it's cool. That brings us to a new segment. So no one watches the show, Aaron. You're aware of this. We do this meaninglessly. We shout into a void, as you were.
That's
So
fine.
we never get listener mail on this show. So what I thought we could do is just take listener mail from other podcasts I listen to and just act like it's ours. I feel like that's a good idea.
That's fair, dude. Didn't we get a comment on a video a while back that
We
was like,
did.
you guys are trash?
Yes.
Did we?
That should have been our listener mail.
Nice.
Was it really? That's mean.
Which episode?
I don't know. We got one
I
last
was
week.
making a joke.
we
I
have
don't think
hate
that really
mail?
happened.
That drew that somebody is like, you guys don't know fucking shit about Konami or something like that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
We
Yeah,
predicted.
yeah,
It didn't matter. So this is a new segment called Other Listeners Mail because it's listeners from other shows, and this is off of Kind of Funny Games Daily. So basically, Bluepoint just put out Shadow of the Colossus, which is getting high praise from a lot of different websites out there. It's currently sitting at a 93 on Metacritic, which means Drew won that again. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
It's so fucking
Yeah, I don't know why
frustrating.
he-
He's fucking 5-1. I'm the only one that has
Fuck.
beat him in one game. It's so
I
it's
fucked up.
heartbreaking. I hate it so much. What are you doing here? What are you laughing about?
Pete's over here yelling at Megan's getting in the pantry and Pete's like screaming at her.
He's not
Eat
about
her.
it.
Oh,
Pete.
Eat her.
This, of course, was the upres and all that stuff by Bluepoint, which are a well-known port studio. They did the God of War collection on PS3,
What do you mean?
the Shadow and Eco collection on PS3, Metal Gear-
Eco?
Shadow and Eco.
Isn't Ico?
I thought it was no, it's Eco. It's for sure Eco.
Am I fucking out of my mind? Okay.
It's Eco.
I'm just
I'm
dumb.
certain it's Eco.
Look at
Uh,
little Pete right there.
Metal Gear Solid collection on PS3 and 360. Titanfall, the Xbox 360 version they worked on. They did the Nathan Drake collection. They did the Gravity Rush remaster on PS4. Now they've done Shadow of the Colossus. So basically, I wanted to get you guys' take on, like, will they make their own game? Should they make their own game? What do you think about this?
no.
Okay.
Actually, no. Like, if we need good remasters, and I don't want other people to try to remaster things and fuck it up. If they're good at making remasters, let them do it.
All right, that's fair. Aaron?
I would agree with that sentiment.
Cool.
Great.
I'm not
David.
stupid.
I was trying to find the video where we got a comment and I found it. So I'm
Oh, you
happy.
did link
Great.
it, please.
We got a bunch of.
CJ, how proud are you of this episode?
Dude, I literally wrote that entire thing out that I just said.
I don't think that they should.
Did actual work to ask that question, and then you guys gave no response.
What does it actually matter if they make their own? Because like as long as they're fulfilled and like
I don't know, David. It's just a fucking podcast. We're supposed to talk about stuff.
Well, yeah,
Like,
and
okay.
I said I don't think.
Why
that
have we been
they-
talking to your mic
they-
the whole time?
Unless
and not
they
you?
really want to make a game, like of course they should if that's that's their vision. But like, if they're doing well at what they're doing, why would
places
they
like
stop?
Blue Point have such high turnover rates because of the kind of work they do that they're more a stepping stone for aspiring developers than creative.
You can get that under your belt. That
geniuses.
I shipped a game that
Literally, yes. Like that is the kind of company that they are, and it's soul sucking work, but like it's necessary for.
We have a friend in game development. We should ask him about that.
Yeah, we should.
It's hard to get a hold of him, man. He's a busy guy.
He's a busy
Oh,
fellow.
basically. Yeah, that's my take. I think that they're just like a fucking factory. They don't. It's not like you would compare someone working at a factory, private carpentry service. Like it's just what
you don't
it
think
is.
there's any passion involved in general, not necessarily from
In
the
ports,
individuals that
no,
work
there's
there?
not. Like like it's pretty much just
That's
saying here's the
finance.
contract. Do it. Like that's what I think.
A lot of
Their
studios
ports aren't
do
even-
ports and like work on other games. Like we
In
talked about
tandem, yeah.
Psionics to get money to fund their own kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting stuff. So now we're gonna talk about what we were playing. You guys talk about Monster Hunter, of course. I know you guys have all been on the Monster Hunter train. It's the biggest thing in January so far. So we got time to talk about that now.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's real good.
You guys just run with this topic.
It's okay. Monster Hunter. I wrote a really great review on it.
That's debatable.
Gave it a 9 out of 10. Fuck off.
Good review.
Good review. I put a lot of time into it. And it is a good entryway to the it is good at introducing its systems to a degree. Complicated at first. It's not for everybody, but I think that its success is really going to help the series.
Way better at introducing than any other Monster Hunter title I've ever played.
Definitely. So I am very. I mean, it's already like one of my predictions this year for 2018 was sell 5 million. It has shipped 5 million already. So there's one for me. Because the other Monster Hunter games have in their lifetime sold like 3 to 4 million copies on port. This has already like shattered that record.
Yeah,
It
I
is
did not
the-
believe this would take off the way that it did.
It is
Yeah, no, it's the biggest thing.
the fastest selling Monster Hunter by
Everybody's
far.
posting their cats.
It's like a fucking it's like crazy how many people are
It's-
posting about it online.
The best part is the best part of that too, if even like 5% of this is, that's a thriving game. Because Monster Hunter games are known for longevity. And a lot of the people playing, it's like Destiny 2. It's like, oh, we're all playing Destiny, and then like, a month later it was like, fuck, Destiny
Yeah,
sucks.
literally. The Discord that I'm in, where like it's for Overwatch generally, but a lot of them had a huge like squad on Destiny. All of those people have now migrated to Monster Hunter, and they've remade their squad for Monster Hunter. So like,
Right.
people are
Because
like,
it does do what Destiny tried to do. Only it like succeeds at it.
yeah,
because
like
it's
you
not just,
actually
like, a
have like
main
end game content
grind.
where like you feel compelled to actually like to grind and like to reach certain goals.
Right. It's like, and even if you aren't, you can at least help other players. What I find most rewarding.
Mhm.
Like I've been playing the hunting horn, which is like a shit weapon objectively, but it is very good at support. So I like to go into other hunts, like low rank hunts, and just help out new players and kind of get them on their feet a little bit. So it's really rewarding in that aspect. The community is like incredible. Definitely one of the best out there for accepting new players and also having veterans who explain mechanics that might be a little more obtuse, which these games definitely are.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really love it. I would recommend it to anybody who's a fan of action RPG. CJ, you probably wouldn't like it, so call not
It's like a
getting it.
friendlier, more accessible, like Dark Souls or something. The way you described the community just there reminded me of how I got into Dark Souls. Like, if you hadn't guided me through the first Dark Souls back when I first played that, I never would have picked it up again.
Well,
Right.
and
I don't
now
know
it's
if
one of my
that's fair,
favorite
'cause, like,
franchises.
I didn't just tell you to get good and then fuck off. Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dark
That
Souls
kind of
community-
That is
camaraderie,
generally
like
the
that-
Dark Souls community.
right,
right. So that's not a good comparison, but I'm just saying that
I
that
get
kind
you.
of community is incredible, and it's
even like 4chan, which is notorious for being shitty and all. Like their general board, like Monster Hunter board, very open to new players, very good at answering questions, They have a squad up. They're always cool with like just banter and being polite to each other. So like it just draws like a kind of sense of, you know, that the game is obtuse and weird, and it's hard for new players, and it just, but you want to see it do well, because this game, even for people who are the most cynical and said, oh, it's a casualization of Monster Hunter, it's trash, even they have been mostly swayed into understanding that this game is a little different. It has a lot of quality of life changes, but without sacrificing what made the series great in the first place.
I think
hunting is just,
having not played it at all. Like, what do you like? I know there's been some like stuff about it being like a little like too user friendly. Like, is that all based on like the fireflies and stuff like that? Is like
the like you mean like it just being like casualized?
like yeah.
I don't think like, because like in the old games, essentially like a lot of the site for that are like infinite whetstone, which sharpens your weapon, right? So the old games, you would be able to carry 20 of those. You would never run out during a mission unless you were actually just fucking around and trying to.
I would argue the whetstone shouldn't be a thing at all.
Like they're fine, because like it introduces a dull a lot faster.
It's like weapons breaking in Zelda, but worse, in my opinion.
I disagree completely.
Like, I
because,
hate that mechanic.
It doesn't allow you to just sit there and wail on the monster thoughtlessly. Like, it is an important mechanic because it forces you to step back.
I mean,
and
what's
allows the
stamina
monster
for
to-
then?
I mean, stamina isn't used for the lance attacks. Don't use stamina, but the lance goes dull really. So having to use the whetstone, I think that's a fine mechanic. I don't.
So
but
is
having
this
them-
weapon durability? Like,
essentially, yeah.
yeah, that
Like, so
mechanic's
when you're-
terrible in all games.
I mean, whatever. I
I
disagree.
mean, they don't like break. It's just that, you know, you'll start doing a little less damage once it gets more
You'll
And
start
you have to
Okay.
run out of combat and then kneel over and fucking jerk off your sword for a second.
All right,
and
that's
then go
fine.
back into
I
combat.
was
It's like
times where,
so
like-
much less of a problem.
I thought you were saying it broke,
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it's
break.
it's not
It
as
just
bad as
becomes a little
breaking,
more
but
dull,
because that's
and you
just
have to
terrible.
sharpen it.
But
like, there are times when the monster runs away, and that's a perfect time for you to make sure you're healing up and sharpen your weapon. And they do it at a regular
the
intervals.
whole
so-
game is about being prepared for the hunt. Like, you have to make sure you have the right items. You have to make sure you have element on your
that's a
weapon.
good point. I was being
Um,
dramatic with the Zelda comparison, but like,
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
understand.
not
It's kind of
quite that bad.
annoying.
But
That kind of mechanic.
that was a complaint. I don't get that. Like, infinite whetstone,
Fine
just
by
one.
me.
It was stupid. Paintballs being replaced by scout flies. Paintballs you would have to shoot on a monster to be able to track them on the map, and because there were loading zones, I guess that was fine. But the scout flies are just that, but like way less tedious. And because the maps are so much vertical and hard to traverse, like the scout flies are kind of a necessity.
they're also automatic, aren't they?
Yeah, I could see them being like a little visual,
Once you track,
but like
like
they're fine. I think that's like most people have kind of just accepted that. Like
I don't
I haven't seen any really good arguments for like this game is casual shit.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know why you would need to like, because you're just wasting your time like circling around the map trying to find the monster. Whereas like with the scout flies, you can just track them of their.
I mean,
you know,
paintballs
things
were
to
just
find them.
literally exactly the same, but like you just had to pull out an item to use. Like
Yeah.
all it did was take away like this thoughtless, like easy mechanic and replace it with something intuitive and interesting. So I have no problem with scout flies. I don't think many people do. I think the community at large is very positive on the game, and obviously consumer base at large is incredibly positive on the game. So I really am excited to see what Capcom has in store for this year. I know they're updating it with free monsters and map leader. And the microtransactions are all going to be cosmetic gestures, stickers, which I'm fine with.
So there's no armor that is cosmetic.
No, I mean there's like a layer.
Yeah, it
It's,
goes over
it's like
top of your
transmog
own armor, so it's not like you buy this armor and it has better stats and everything. It just goes
No,
over top of
it just
any
makes you
armor that
look
you already have.
different. It's like a skin
Yeah,
in
literally
Fortnite.
cosmetic.
Do you want
Okay.
to talk about your altercation on Twitter regarding Monster Hunter?
Oh, I mean, not really. I mean, Waypoint posted an article. Fantasy. Just thought I got where they were coming from. Austin Walker, the article was his review of the game. They don't do traditional reviews. I thought it was like interesting, but like completely off base for like what the game is pushing and what the series is all has pushed. Because the game has never been about just let's go genocide a bunch of monsters.
I can see it if you only play the opening and then stop, because it does come across
Right.
that way initially, but then like once you start talking to people and they're like, oh, by the way, we really
I'm
care about
under-
protecting.
I'm under the impression that he didn't finish the game. Fine, because it's very long. But like the end of the game is kind of not really spoilers, but like it's like, why are these big monsters, dragons, coming here? If they fuck up and like do the wrong thing, it's literally end all life in this ecosystem. So we have to stop it.
Yeah,
And
you
the
don't
only
want
way for us to be safe and stop it is to hunt these monsters. And the only way to hunt the big monsters that are really scary is to gather materials from the monsters, which you are fighting quite fairly. It's very easy to die in this, quite hard. You're not just going up to a monster and shooting it in the face with a shotgun and killing it in one hit, like big game hunters would today. It's a very primal kind of fight with these things that is
Right,
life
and
and
you
death.
can capture them. Like you don't.
Yeah,
have
for
to kill
research
them.
purposes. It's like you do a lot of conservation efforts in the game, and it's easy to just think that you're just killing monsters mindlessly. Really not it in my experience. So I just thought the article was shallow and a little bit. I hate the word agenda. Like the game as a whole does a lot to justify its kind of gameplay loop, which I liked, and it felt like meaningful why I was doing this. It felt very much like I was in tune with the ecosystem, and that what I was doing mattered. So
Right.
but I don't know.
Fun little story about Monster Hunter. The first time I ever played a game on the PSP, when I had a PSP, it was Monster Hunter, but I didn't have a memory card or a way to save.
No.
So the only way I could play the game was to never, ever, ever turn off my PSP.
Oh no.
Well, I got
Fuck.
pretty far, had a solid amount of progress, had some pretty good weapons, solid armor, and then I plugged in my PSP, but apparently it wasn't plugged in all the way, so it wasn't actually charging.
Oh no.
So my PSP died,
Oh no.
and I lost all of my progress.
That's very sad. I'm sorry.
It was
Your
sad.
loss.
R.I.P.
PSP sucked.
PSP
Dude, my
Go
uncle
ahead of its time.
is a fucking moron.
Okay, we're not talking about your uncle right
Oh
now.
my God. Let me
Please
message.
stop.
Okay.
No, it's very important.
All right, cool. Has anyone been playing anything else this weekend or this week?
No.
Subnautica.
Wow.
Subnautica's it's wow. It's a very good game.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun. If you're into craft, I mean, it's not even. I would like not even call crafting. Actually good it is, and like actually has like a story and like setting is like, it's the scariest game I've played in like since Amnesia, because
You're afraid
going
of the
into like
depths.
the depths of the ocean where there are like giant fucking predators that hurt you, and like
Is that the game where you have to like swim? You're swimming?
you're pretty much
Yep.
just swimming. Yeah, you can
Okay,
make.
I actually really want to play that.
diving.
It's fucking dope. Definitely check it out. Super good.
What's that game that have you seen? It's I can't remember what it's called. It looks like a western, but like if PUBG was like a first-person western.
Rust?
No, and you're like shooting fucking weird demon zombie things. You know what I'm talking about, David?
Is it what's the genre then?
It's like a first-person shooter.
A western style?
Yeah, but it's got like a western like feel, and like it looks like most of the guns are like old western guns. I saw like a streamer playing it the other day, and it looked kind of cool, but I can't remember what it was called.
Fuck, I don't know. Let me.
All right, we don't have to talk about that now. I was just.
I'm interested now. I can't put my finger. on
It
what
reminded me of like if PUBG was
Is it
first person and it was like a
H1Z1 or
PvE
the culling
thing.
or whatever? Those games?
it's not the calling, right? No. It's not...
I mean, those
I
are
don't
the,
even
like,
know that
big
I would
ones.
know it if I heard it. Like I'd
Okay,
have to
I'll
see
get
it.
back to you on that.
Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah. Battle Royale, man, that's the genre, man. I've been playing Fortnite so much. Got this new the sniper shootout mode. Me and Drew are real good at it.
I hate that.
Got you at like 283 meters or something, wasn't it?
Drew
Or
got one
somebody
at
else.
280. I got one at 230. But like, it's so fucking good, dude. It's like we have so many wins in it. Like, we
Drew's
win-
always been a monster at sniping.
He's
in,
really
like,
good. Like I
everything.
would say, we win like 20% of our games in it. It's like absurd. Like yeah.
Where is Drew, dude?
Oh, he's watching his kid.
This baby.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So what
Yes.
else?
The end.
TJ,
Bye.
you've been playing a game this
Yeah, I have,
Oh,
David.
week.
Jesus Christ, you
You-
people are
You're
fucking.
It's your show. What the fuck?
No one can have
Could've
banter.
said it.
No one can fucking back and forth with anyone in this show. Oh,
We were just talking about shit.
I know,
for a
and you
long
guys
time.
talked about Monster Hunter. It was great.
Yeah, and then you talked about
And you
Fortnite,
haven't said
and
a
that would've
word.
been
You're the
perfect
problem
time
right
to
now.
say
I am not the
also been playing.
what do you mean I didn't say a word? I fucking interjected multiple times when you guys were talking about Monster Hunter, trying to like.
I
be part of the
disagree. In my
conversation.
opinion, CJ sucks at banter. Bye.
Oh my! I asked so many questions. Oh, I hate you people. Celeste is cool. I'm not talking about it. That's been our show. My name's Charles Wade. You can find me on Twitter at Charles Titha. Aaron, where are
Tantrum
you?
closing. Here we go.
Aaron, where are
Episode
you?
over. Twitter at Aaron M Weeks.
Cool. Cheyenne.
Poop flowers.
David.
My guy Dave.
Cool. Bye.